Hello, Spirit Island fans. Matt here. We're going to be playing Casino Starlight, where we're just grabbing majors and ripping them into Kingdom of Scotland. Let's go. Okay, Jungle Explorer. Love that early horror show on the coast. I think that the first thing that we're going to want to do is to gain the power card option. And we have two options. We can gain a minor, play conservatively, or we can just like immediately rip a major. And I think we're going to immediately rip a major. Focus the Lion's Anguish is a really interesting card because we tend to add a lot of blight in coastal lands. So imagine this. We're going to blight in land 2. It's going to cascade into the F. Now we have 3 blight that we can easily gather right into here. And then Focus the Land's Anguish, if we hit the threshold, 2 damage per blight. Now we're doing 6 damage. We're killing both cities. We're getting the fear bonus. We love to see it. Ravaged Undergrowth Slithers Back to Life is also a very interesting card. Replacing a Blight with a Wilds is a very strong effect. Melt Earth into Quicksand, we don't have a lot of pushes immediately right off the bat. And Entwined Power in True Solo is basically just giving yourself another chance to draw a card. I'm going to grab Focus. Oh no, I'm going to grab Ravaged Undergrowth. I think that's just like a much more enjoyable card. And move a presence into here, grab an energy. And we're going to do both of these 2 cards that give us a bunch of minors. And let's go. Ravaged Undergrowth slithers back to life. We can now use next turn to full clear this land, which feels very good. Guidance we can use to pull this Explorer out so that it doesn't build. And let's go ahead and I think we want to gain our 2 sets first. Let's forget Peace of the Nighttime Sky. Okay. Gift of Living Energy just gives us a bunch of energy, which is quite good because we know that we need a lot of energy. Gift of Twin Days lets us repeat something that's good. Mesmerize Tranquility we can use right here to immediately solve this land. That's a very good effect. Teeming Rivers, Blight Removal. That's kind of good, though Ravaged Undergrowth already gives us Blight Removal, so that's less important in my eyes. Enticing Splendor, also just like an interesting effect. I think Mez, we have like an immediate place we can get value from. And Ravaged Undergrowth, we could potentially use, like we can Threshold in combination with Song of Sanctity. But Song of Sanctity is not a card that I want to be playing. Gift of Living Energy just turns card plays into energy, but I feel like as Starlight, we can either choose to get card plays or energy, so we don't really need this, right? We're probably going the major route. Maybe we just do grab this because we're going the major route. I don't know. I'm open to it. I don't hate it. And then let's gain another minor. Disorienting Landscape we could use to stop that from building, though I think with Ravaged Undergrowth we're happy to just let it build. Thriving Choke Fungus, a card that I do love, and then would let us combine that with Ravaged Undergrowth for a Threshold. Fire in the Sky we can use to solve this land immediately, though Mez also does that. I think there's a bunch of good choices here, and I'm going to go Fire in the Sky because the Fear deck for Scotland is staggeringly large. And let's forget that for energy. Ooh, so this is actually an interesting question. Because we're forgetting it for energy, we could have grabbed Thriving Choke Fungus and play that with Ravaged Undergrowth and gain the element space to be able to threshold this. Which, I don't know, doesn't really do much. Like, it gives us a second wilds that we can push, and then wherever we push it to, we can then push things. I don't know. We're going casino, and I think one of the lessons of nah, we're not going to bother thresholding that. I just don't think the threshold is that strong. Okay. So we're going to add a presence, and we're going to add the. We don't need the +3 energy button yet, but I think we want the 2 energy space. And I do think we want to gain a major for getting Boon of Reimagining, just so we have a better idea of what we're leaning towards, because we've already established that this threshold isn't that important. We're gonna have some blight on the board, but we're not gonna have like a crazy amount of blight, so it's not the most important thing to be able to like loop this too often. So let's go second major. Rumbling Earthquakes, extremely fun card. Volcanic Explosion, Eruption, that full solves this land. Though this land's gonna have a blight by the time we use this, so maybe not as good. I think Scotland produces so much plastic. Rumbling Earthquakes is a very interesting card. We will find good use for this. Move a presence, I don't think we need to. And then let's gain the energy button. And let's do these two. That doesn't give us any thresholds. So instead of Mez, let's do Fire in the Sky. Okay. And that just gets us a little bit more fear. Explorers have +1 health. We're fine. Ooh, that actually kind of sucks, because that means that this will no longer full clear. Each beast generates 1 fear if invaders are present and moves to an adjacent land if not. Okay. Add a Dahan to an inland land with Dahan. This now full clears. Great. Okay, wetlands right off the bat. And our only options are to add into a wetland, which we don't want to do, or to add into the sands, which puts us at loss condition risk. That said, we're probably playing Rumbling Earthquakes next turn, which will be able to solve any potential loss condition pressure. So actually, let's just go into land 2. Yeah. And then here, we'll leave the Explorer, and we can push this anywhere. I think that they are usually better on the coast, because the coastal explorers are towns instead of explorers, so they're just a little bit more painful. Let's go ahead, and our ravages are not something we're worrying about. Our buildings aren't the worst in the world. So let's be greedy and grab the +3 energy button. Let's hit the +3 energy button. And I think we're forgetting Ravaged Undergrowth, which is a fine and lovely card, but isn't the most important for what we want to do. And I think we're going to be playing Rumbling Earthquakes and Gift of Living Energy. No chance of thresholding it, but this will do 6 damage, kill both of those cities, and then 6 into an adjacent land, so it'll kill that. Yeah. I think this is good. Accelerated Rot. Without the threshold, this is a little bit weak. Dissolve the bonds of kinship. Maybe we can find a way to use this effectively. I don't know. It's anti-synergistic with Rumbling Earthquakes. Solidifies a strong card, but we don't have any destroyed presence to use yet. Infinite Vitality. Kind of useful, actually, because Scotland Coastal Blight is so painful. I don't hate that. I don't know if we're going to use that too often, but it is a card we might conceivably play. And I don't think we really want to move our presence. And we're going with these two. And then next turn we have these two. We could like defend 5 here. This will all be dead. This can get defended. We don't really want to play Infinite Vitality. I think we're gaining a different major next turn and forgetting like Fire in the Sky or something. Okay. We get 2 energy because we have 2 Sacred Sites. If the island is healthy, choose a land with towns and cities and ravage there. Okay, that sucks. I guess here. Destroy 2 explorers among beasts. In each land with 3 or more Dahan, we don't have any of those. We get a fear card. Remove an explorer from a land matching a ravage card. Sure. Don't hate it. Add some towns. And we get the mountains. This presents an interesting conundrum. We plan to use it here. And instead, what if we used it like here and we used it to clean out all of these inland mountains? Or like here and clean off the mountains and then this, and then we infinite vitality into here next turn. And maybe like this the turn after. I'm kind of into that. So here, and then we go 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. That stops a whole bunch of city builds and stops this. And then as long as we don't get sands, we're kind of fine. And we do have a 50-50 chance of getting sands, so that's a little painful. So maybe the line is reclaim 1, rumbling earthquakes, add a presence, and we'll add the element spot, and get an earth, gain 3 energy. And now we play these ones, which gives us a defend 5 that we can use there. And then rumbling earthquakes goes here and kills a whole bunch of stuff. And the reason for this instead of infinite vitality, which we'd previously planned to do, is that if we got the Sands Explorer, we would need to kill off this town or this city quickly enough to prevent the loss condition to having cities in all of our coastal lands. And I guess we don't really need Mez, now that I think about it. It does let us isolate something, though, which I don't know. I don't know. There's no good isolate targets, really. Okay. And defend 5. On each board with exactly 1 coastal city. No, build in a land with invaders not matching a Ravage card. Disgusting. Well, it's build in a land with invaders not matching a build card. We can't pick there. I don't know. I mean, I feel like we could go here. That's fine. Skip Ravage actions, not effective. Choose a land with towns and Dahan. Push 1 town per 2 Dahan there. I like pushing this in for loss condition pressure reasons. Remove an explorer town from a land with beast, doesn't affect us. Add a strife to a town. Sure. And the mountain is a little painful. So I think we're definitely going here. Just to start chipping away at these coastal cities. And we can actually get rid of every city. So we're at terror level 2. We have no cities. We're going to build some cities, though. This will defend for 5, or we'll use Mesmerize Tranquility. Okay, we'll use Mesmerize Tranquility here, and then we'll use Infinite Vitality here, which means we are reclaiming 1 on Mez. So this isn't true casino now that we've reclaimed, but I think that's fine. I think we'll be forgiven. Let's gain a major for getting fire in the sky. Walls of Rock and Thorn actually better than the Mez. Yeah, I think we're happy to do that. So let's undo that. Move a presence into there. Gain 3 energy. And then add a presence going up to 4 energy. We're now playing both of these. We have the threshold on this, so we're going to do 4 damage. So we will full clear this land. And then we don't even need the infinite vitality, really. Whatever. Because we have the defend. Okay. And that means neither of these... Well, okay. This one isn't going to get the plus the extra town from Scotland 6, which means it won't actually build because it is isolated. And then this land will clear, but it will get a town and a city. And then here, we don't have the threshold. So it doesn't really... Okay, we should do this. We already picked the Earth, so we can't actually change our mind about that. This is fine. Just giving extra Dahan health, who knows? We didn't even need to play this, to be honest, though it gave us the threshold for Walls of Rock and Thorn. Sure. I think we're going the fire option, because we do want these Dahan to exist very badly. Display Wrath, pay 2 energy, and we'll use you. Push a disease, we don't have disease. 3 fear cards. Replace an explorer town with 1 Dahan in the land with 2 or more Dahan. Let's go explorer. Remove an explorer town from a coastal land, sure. In each land with 2 or more, sure. Scotland 6, and then it builds. And then we get the coastal lands. Town, town, explorer. And this explorer will die in the Ravage. Okay. We have put ourselves into a bad space because we do not have enough cards to continue playing, and we have no easy way to get to the reclaim all space. So we're going to reclaim 1 on whatever card we think is going to give us the biggest value. We only need to hit defend 5, and I think we're fine if this blights. And we don't want it to blight, but this will solve itself. These will both build cities. So I think we want to grab Walls of Rock and Thorn. We have 5 energy, so maybe we're gaining a minor. Dark and Tangled Woods, well, okay, Quicken the Earth Struggles will kind of... We could use that to defend this for 10, and then we can use Walls of Rock and Thorn to kill this land. That's kind of interesting. And we accept a Blight there, which will send us Blighted Island, but we'll have, you know, we'll have a much lighter next turn. Well, this actually won't clear unless we play the full. So let's go Dark. Ooh. Absorb Corruption might be the line. Let's go Dark and Tangled Woods just for the fear. Big fear deck, scary. Add a presence into there. And then we add a presence here. Okay. So that hits the threshold. Defend 5 solves this. And that means we're only playing this for the fear, so the alternative would be something like Absorb Corruption, which is pay 2 energy to remove a blight after we've already gone Blighted Island. I don't think so. I'd rather pay 1 energy for 2 fear. Okay. Skip 1 Ravage action on a land where Dahan outnumber towns or cities. Dahan do outnumber there. We have to skip. Ugh. Beast damage, useless. 1 fear if there are any Dahan in lands or towns or cities. We get the fear at least for a second fear card. Defend 2 and 1 energy per. Oh, love it. That's 2. Choose a different land with Dahan. 1 damage per Dahan there. I think we use this to kill the city. Okay. Ravage. Ooh. We can skip this one, which will... Let's see. What is the actual text of the effect? Skip a Ravage in a land where Dahan outnumber towns and cities. So that means either this or this will skip. I think we're fine if this gets skipped. Because, you know, we lose out on the fear, but this happening means that this isn't going to build. We're going Blighted Island. Each spirit with at least 2 presence on the island destroys 1 and may discard a power card to gain 1 energy. We don't unfortunately have any power cards to do, but that's fine. Let's toss this one. Start adding some towns to these. We have to add a town somewhere. Okay. Add a presence. Reclaim all button. And what element do we want? I think we want Earth so that we can play this very nasty rumbling earthquakes. And walls of rock and thorn. So that gives us defend 5 here. Defend 2 there. Well, 2 damage. Defend 8. Sure. We actually don't really need this. If we can play like Dark and Tangled Woods. And this gives us the threshold on that, so we're going to be able to do the most damage we can. Okay. 2 fear, defend 3. Defend 5. Lose a presence. Sure. And I do think that we are going to toss Gift of Living Energy, because we have so much energy. We've got 7 coming in per turn. Maybe Infinite Vitality. It's not clear to me that we're going to have, like, any problems in the coasts, or any problems in the jungles this turn. This does help us threshold that, though. No, I think we're too good to toss that for an energy. Ooh. I mean, I think we have to take top track, unfortunately. Bottom, we would blight 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times, which could potentially just lose us the game on the spot, which unfortunately is bad. So we give health to lands with Dahan, which makes Rumbling Earthquakes get real bad, unfortunately. Beasts Fear, nope. 4 or more towns and cities and 4 or fewer Dahan. We have enough Dahan, so we're all good. Invaders do -1 damage per damage they've taken, and in a land matching a Ravage card, 1 damage to up to 2 invaders. Okay. I think we might pop that to full clear it so that it doesn't build. 4 damage kills the city, so this doesn't have a coastal city to build. Okay. And we're in the happy place now. So we are going to do 6 damage to one land and then 6 damage to adjacent lands. I think we want to hit here because that will do, well, it won't full clear it, but it'll get close. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It just feels so terrible. With a Dahan, I think it's still the right move, though. No. We should go here, which lets us clear that. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, this ignores bonus health, doesn't it? Okay. And that is Terror level 3 for a win. Ignoring bonus health is such a nice effect on this card. So good against England and Habsburg livestock, but also useful for this specific event. Very cool game. I love just drawing through the major deck, seeing what you get, playing a little slop. It is very fun. Casino Starlight. It is a great way to play Starlight. Highly recommend. Thanks for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day.